Welcome back to Easel AI Academy. We're up to episode 5. We've covered a lot already today, but this is the last one in the first part of our series, at least. So far, we've talked to our teammate, we've set up a couple of automations, we've connected to a few different integrations, and we've really looked at a couple of workflows that will operate with our customers. The next step would be to have Easel inside where our team already lives to help actually automate things on the day-to-day sense, not just living in an abstract dashboard in the internet somewhere. So by the end of this video, you'll have Easel in Slack answering team questions, posting a summary each time a ticket closes, and then automating a report on a scheduled basis so that you don't have to action anything directly in Easel or on your help desk. It all happens and lives where your team does. As you can see, I've already asked Easel to help me with my Slack, so I'm just going to follow those instructions. Okay, so I have just enabled it to access my Easel Slack, and it has added it to the integrations menu there on the left. So it's just confirming everything's landed properly, and it should confirm that in a sec. There we go. And we can see that when I click into Slack, the trigger for mentioning Easel in Slack is enabled. So if I at Easel and ask it to do something or answer a question, it should be able to do that. Now that I've added Easel to Slack, you can see that it has hopped in here. I've invited it to the channel, and it's given itself an introduction here to let everybody know what it can actually handle. I'm going to ask it really quickly a question about upgrading and downgrading accounts. Now, I've already added a few agents to this test channel, so I'll just clarify which agent I'm referring to. Now that it knows which one I should be speaking to, it's told me exactly what I want to know here about upgrades and downgrades and whether or not I would like some help working through a specific scenario. The good news is that for some people who maybe don't want to ask a question inside a channel, you can actually speak to Easel directly. So for example, I can ask it a question in DMs and it will respond here as well. So you can keep a few things private if you prefer. Now I want to go over some cross-platform functionality that we have. So for example, I can create an automation where when a Zendesk ticket is closed, there is a notification provided into the Slack channel. So I'll just go ahead and switch back to my Easel dashboard, and I will ask Easel to set up an automation just like that. Now that I've created the trigger, I'm just going to go quickly give it a test on our recent ticket that we created. So I will close that ticket and we should see a notification coming through to the channel. Yep, so I can see that the ticket was closed and it gives me a reason for that and it marks it as resolved. So that's an example of something happening in Zendesk and the action then triggering something to occur in another platform of ours. And there's various ways that you can do back and forth between multiple platforms like this and make tool calls based on several different types of triggers. You can see each time something has happened by looking in the activity tab. So you can check all of the actions that have occurred, the platforms that they're happening on, and you can look in and review the entire conversation as well. And then you can filter and sort by what type of task it is, the automation, the human approval, all that good stuff. The other way to have Easel operating more as a teammate is to have it proactively and autonomously creating reports on a schedule as well. Some really key reports that I would definitely recommend is the help desk simulation, which I'll trigger to run now. It basically will enable you to run the current configuration, instructions, and knowledge against a set of past tickets to see how it would perform in a real environment. So I'm going to install the skill and ask it to run, and that should send me the report once it's finished. I've got that running now in the chat, but in the meantime, I'm just going to close that. It will keep running without me looking at it. And I want to create a new skill together. So this skill is going to be one where I want it to tell me a summary of the themes that have occurred in my conversations, both for Slack, for my internal employees, as well as my support conversations. And this will give me an idea of, what are people talking about? What do people want to know more about? And maybe some suggestions about how I can better handle these kinds of questions with my Easel AI agent. So I'm going to create a skill with a skill builder in the chat. I'm going to click create a new skill. And I'm just going to give it a description of roughly what I would like it to do. So I've just quickly written in that I would like a skill that runs every Monday morning at 9 a.m. AEST. It's going to review all conversations grouped by Zendesk support versus Slack internal and give me the top questions, top themes for both of those groups. It should then generate some ideas for how we can better equip this agent to handle these questions and some blog ideas as well, because I just want to be able to make the most of this information that I have with eesel. Easel's asked some clarifying questions to follow up, so I'm just going to give a little bit more direction here. I've asked it to send the report to the Slack channel again and also to email it to me, and that it should be using the past 7 days worth of questions. It asked me a handful more questions, and I have now finalized it here, and it says that it is live. So here's a quick summary of what it's going to do, and I actually want it to run today so that I can see what it looks like now. So I'll just click that and it should give us an output shortly. If I head over to automations, I can actually see the automation schedule here, and I can click into it and see how it's been set up. And these are the instructions that the agent has added to it. If I want, I can manually edit this, but I'm pretty happy with it as it is, so I'm just going to wait for it to finish running. Okay, let's just check in on the simulation skill. I've just gone to the activity tab and found the help desk simulation skill execution, and I can see that it is completed. So it's done it in batches, and I can see the report, the email that it sent with the report as well, and then it's given me a bit of an idea here, a bit of a summary. So let me have a look at the full report, which I can find in the sidebar. And I can see that 68% are a clean match. So it's strong on product knowledge and billing policies, but there is some friction there. So you can see the real agent reply versus the AI draft. So it's actually comparing to how your humans have actually responded to these and showing where the agent should fix how it's responding. So we've got some instruction suggestions to change as well, and some actions as well here. So for example, confirming with the product team what is the actual answer here, because there seems to be a conflict, that kind of thing. So it's really helpful for going over a large set of tickets. You can definitely increase or decrease the volume of tickets that you're looking at. You can edit the skill and change what this output looks like as well. Let's see if it's come through. Yep, so I can see that there's a weekly digest ready, and it's got a quick summary of what the top themes are and what it actually looked at for this week of tickets. So if I head to where it's directed me, I can see that it has the weekly digest here, and I can review exactly what questions were asked this week and maybe some suggestions for how we can improve the agent's performance. So I can see the themes here, the unresolved tickets that are still open and need to be handled, some internal conversations as well that were asked and some themes there, and then some suggestions here. Every Monday, this is going to be fired and then sent to Slack and my email address, and I'll be able to review all of this and action this, or even ask eesel to action this and just ask me exactly what it needs to know from me. And that's it. Across the 5 videos, we trained it, connected it to some knowledge sources, tested it in the dashboard, put it across some live customer questions, and even added it to our teammates' Slack. But don't take my word for it. If you haven't already been following along, you can create a free trial at any time for 7 days and have $50 worth of credits to use any of the features that we've gone over during these videos. Thanks for your time, and see you in the next video.